So why should you study petroleum engineering now? I'm sure that a number of you have heard that the industry is down and that now might not be a good time to get into petroleum engineering. However, I would disagree. Let's take a look at some of the information that we have concerning past cycles in the oil and gas industry. Here we can see the price of oil as adjusted for inflation. And we can see that in the 70s, the 1970s, there was a major rise in the price of oil. This was due to the Arab oil embargo. Also, in purple on this graph, we can see the number of petroleum students that were coming out of the universities, juniors and seniors combined. And what we see is that as the price went up, there was a lag time of about 3 to 4 years before the universities began to put out more students specialized in petroleum. And so this lag time is something that we see on a regular basis within the oil and gas industry. The price of oil goes up. There is a demand for more workers in the oil and gas industry, and it takes the universities 3 to 4 years to ramp up and begin to produce students that have the background to go into the oil and gas industry. Now, if we look at the same graph with regard to peak oil price and student maximum, what we see is that there is approximately a 3-year lag, which is expected. So once the price peaks, we see a 3-year lag behind that price peak with regards to the students that are coming out of the universities. More recently, we see that that's decreased to approximately a 2-year lag. And so we have this out of phase sequence between the price of oil and the industry demand for workers and the students that are coming out of the universities to help meet the industry's needs. This is a normal cycle that we see in other industries as well. Now, recently, we've seen the rig count, the drilling rig count in the United States begin to increase. Here we can see the number of rigs working in the United States from about 2013 through to most recently May of 2018. And the rig count is something that is used in the industry for gauging optimism within the industry. If the price is falling, if the number of rigs is falling, then that is usually an indication that the industry is pessimistic. But if there's a rise in the rig count, that is usually an indication that investors are seeing positive signs with regards to the market and they are responding. And what is most encouraging is that during the past 2 years, we've seen the rig count go from below 400 rigs to over 844. So the number of rigs has increased by twice as much, at least twice as much, during the past 2 years. So this is a very optimistic sign, guarded optimism, but people are investing in drilling rigs and drilling wells in the U.S. Now, if we look at some very recent data, what we see is that there's been a 5% rise over just 6 weeks from the end of March to mid-May of 2018. So these are good indicators that the industry is on a positive upswing, and they're going to be looking for workers to replace the ranks of those that have left the industry, and they're going to be, it's going to be a very positive outlook over the next few years. At least that's the indicators that we're seeing now. So come to the University of Wyoming, and invest in yourself, invest in your future by looking into petroleum engineering.